Hey man, say man, you know what I'm saying? It's the one Hugh Jefe, you know what I'm saying? The only one keeping this trail life shit alive. You feel me? Let y'all know how I get down there, where I come from with this music shit, and you feel me? This joke I got like 3 albums and I think 2 singles. So if I had to keep it a buck, I'm gonna say I do it. I do it is my favorite single, only because of the space that I was in when I was recording that. That was definitely a vibe. Oh man, that was in the city on some humbug shit. That picture is older than the album, way older. I took that picture in like 2012, 2013. Me and Ali was on the young grind. I can't remember if that was the day that we was going around trying to get emails for the hair company, or whether that was the day that we had linked up in the inkwell. But either way, I know that was around that time period. Oh man. So out of my favorite song on there is Come Through. It sounds horrific to most people who knows what good singing sounds like, but I managed my way through it. I actually love that song just because I I found a different lane for myself to be experienced in, and I found a different type of sound to go for when I'm trying to create certain songs and not really being scared of what other people would think when they hear me try some shit. Faith Lynn is a dope ass singer that I ended up meeting at a 13 Night Light show, and I networked with her after I heard her, after I watched her perform. Not only did she perform with an instrument like a guitar, she actually sang, and it was awesome, actually phenomenal. And I knew from that moment on that I had to work. Favorite cover has to be Soul Food. Soul Food, like motherfucking Barbados Black did his thing with that cover. I asked him to give me a good real life representation of not only me and my bros, but also what I was trying to do. He said, "What's your message, or what are you trying to push?" I said, "This Soul Food is a chance of me not only being vulnerable, but also setting up a foundation to where we all can be able to make plates for us all to eat. And I only want to do this with my bros." So this entire album had been cooked up by Ali solely. You know what I'm saying? My brother Will was there through the whole thing. So it was only right to have them on this cover, and he was able to capture our likeness very well. Boy, I fight with that all the time. If you want me to keep it a bean, Satellite will always be in my top three, but they ain't ready. I fight with that being my number one because I barred the hell out that song. I went crazy. And then when I be smoking, I listen to Voyage like all day. For the first 15 seconds, that shit do it for me. Shit. Damn near since the sandbox. Like, shit. At Stewart Middle School, I met this nigga in, I think, 2005, 2006. It is 2023, man. That's my motherfucking brother, dog. Liddy McGuire was my first shot in the dark. Like, putting out a solo project, seeing how people would receive not only my music, but also receive just me putting myself out there. Because at first I was on the low key scene. I used to want to be like a cameraman. I used to want to rap but not be on the scene, and that shit don't make no sense. So this was my first time to be like, hey, I'm finna put myself on the scene. Let's see how people rock with me. Not gonna lie, I got way more reviews and I got way more love. I got so much off of that project, which gave me the motivation to keep going. Depends on what I'm finna do. Man, if I'm waking up, starting my day, give me a bag for sure. If that wake and bake is starting my day, 93 premium. Like, I can't even lie to you. Give me a bag is that motivation. That's that, hey, you gotta get up and go get it. Niggas gonna hate if you broke or you rich, so you might as well get you a bag. But when you chillin', that 93 Premium, the reason why I love that song so much is because any phone call that you hear that happened on any song of mine has always been live. That has never been pre-rehearsed, never nobody expected it, it just happened. And 93 Premium came because I had somebody trying to get some gas and they put up on me while I was in the studio. And I fucking record the song off of just a vibe. You know what I'm saying? That's just pretty much how that shit rolled out. So depends on what vibe I'm in that day. That's the sneak peek to the album that I'm about to release. Lit Again's Island. Lit Again's Island is the new Jefe that they know of, or that the world knowing of. Because I got some shit in the vault, and That's Me was a good enough single or a good enough song for me to show, alright, this is what the next album gonna sound like, and if y'all like this, y'all definitely gonna like the album. Yeah, Out There came out, I would say, maybe a year, close to a year afterwards. It was my first video that I would say that I was putting myself out there. That was the name of the song. That was the concept. And also, that was a song that I really rap from beginning to end. So if you like the way I rap, then this is the style to get. So I had to give them a template to put myself out there. And so the first single came with that. If you see by the cover, I'm in the studio, but the world is where I'm going. Like, I'm outside. The world is my playground. I'm taking my first step out there to the galaxy and really put myself out there into this universe. Man, it's hard to put me in a box with anybody. If I had to categorize my music, I would be a mixture between Snoop Dogg, Rick James, and Uncle Luke. I'm him. I can make real Mac music. I can make turn up music. Or I can sit down and smoke. You know what I'm saying? Whatever the vibe you want. My first name started off as Chief and Joints. I started off with Chief and Joints because my name is Chris Johnson. So I said, hey, we're going to take the CJ. I took Chief and Joints. I got rid of Chief and Joints because, as you see, I don't smoke joints. I smoke blunts. So I didn't want to be a contradiction. So I decided to change my name. So another portion of my name, my real name is Christopher Charles Hill Johnson. So my middle name, Hill Johnson. But I also had to let niggas know I'm the boss because I was the chief at first. So I decided to play on my Mac ways because, you know, I used to keep me some things. And then I was like, you know what, still let them know I'm the boss. And that's where Hugh Jefe came from. Damn. That's hard, because I don't fuck with niggas. If you want me to keep it a being, like, I listen to the general public or the general mainstream music because it does service a purpose for me. Some of the times I be driving, some of the times I be, like, in the club, and I need that thing to turn me up. But as far as, like, artists that I would just be like, oh my God, I gotta work with, if I can't work with Currency, if I can't work with Larry June or Snoop, I'm straight. I can't really think of no other rappers. But if we want to go outside of rap, oh boy, we have a ball. I got a lot of artists, from bossa nova artists to rap artists. I mean to R&B artists to country artists. We really, I'd have a ball. Shit, while you playing every last one of those, which is hard to say. I'm not downing our music that we have these days, but a lot of the music, the further back you go back to people not only telling their life stories, but they also like giving music as an expressive form. So sometimes you may get that heartbreak song, or you may get that, hey, we need to love on each other more song, or you may get that song that's all like, hey, we go to a party and the song's just all about dancing, like things like that, like barbecue music, cookout songs. We don't have songs like those. So I grew up listening to the Isley Brothers. I grew up listening to Billy Preston. Grew up listening to Billy Joel. I grew up listening to the Commodores. I grew up listening to motherfucking R. Kelly. Outside of all the bullshit he got going on, the nigga make great music. Motherfucker, I grew up listening to Michael Jackson, the Gap Band, fucking Bobby Brown, Whitney Houston, motherfucking Aaliyah, motherfucker, like you name it. Like those are the songs. Those are the reason why I put in the work that I do into making not only my songs be as authentic through me, but also tell a story. Like tell something that like from beginning to the end, you actually heard something in it and it flowed together as one masterpiece. Like, cause every song that you go back into from the early 2000s up onto even the 50s and the 60s. I mean, even in the 50s and the 40s, they all had a message. They all had something to say. Like a motherfucker. Like a motherfucker. We have a responsibility for what we putting out into the universe, and period. So, if you know that you got influence, granted, I don't ask nobody to look up to me because I'm not no one's role model, or I shouldn't be anyone's role model. I wouldn't say I shouldn't be, but I don't view myself as somebody's role model. But if you listen to all my songs, you don't hear me portraying not only a lifestyle that I don't live, but you don't hear me portraying negativity or no like violence or anything to hinder our people, not even just black people, the human race. I'm not saying everything I rap about is getting money, just being fly. If you like bitches, get you some bitches. If you like niggas, get you some niggas. But at the end of the day, like I preach nothing but peace, positivity, and respect. If you can get that, you know what I'm saying, and getting that check. You feel me? So I believe we all have a key role in what we put out. Like, granted, every song ain't for the kids. We know that. But it's up to the parents as well to make sure that you raise your kids right, to be like, to understand the difference between reality and also understand the difference between media and consuming media. Because kids, I can't be mad at the kid who grew up thinking that toting guns every day is cool when his parents let him play Grand Theft Auto his whole life. You get what I'm saying? I gotta be mad at the parent because Grand Theft Auto is supposed to be for adult consummation, or adult consumption. But shit, parents don't do that all the time. They'll let their kids listen to 50 Cent, or they'll let their kids listen to Hugh Jefe, and now your son sitting here talking about, all I want to do is run up a check. All I want to do is run up a check. All I want to do is run up a check. And you sitting here looking at him like, where'd he learn that from? He learned that from me. Or he learned that from what you allow him to consume on the low. So yes, we all play a part in this shit. That was a long answer, but for sure, I believe we all got responsibility in this motherfucker. I feel like I'm on that path still. I feel like the kid version of myself would be blown away at the steps that I've taken, and also the responses that I've been getting, good and bad. Because if you ask the kid version of myself, I wouldn't have put myself on this platform. I wouldn't have shot my shot in the dark. I wouldn't be taking this risk. I would have just played it cool, went for something safe, and been like, hey, I can lock this in. So I would be proud of myself, but I would also be very disappointed in myself if I didn't give it everything that I had. So right now I'm still walking that path into getting to who I want to be.